Presentation and about cooperation product and capacity, and it's related to our country. Yeah. No. Our presentation is about production capacity cooperation between China and Iraq. From what we learn and what we see through this, our visiting here to China. First of all, we will make an introduction of our country and the city we came from, and we talk about the economy of Iraq and how it is standing right now, and then the role of the cooperation between China and Iraq, the possibility cooperation between China and Iraq, and we will talk a little about fishery activities in Iraq, and we present some facts, and then we will show the recommendation of enhancing cooperation between these two countries. First of all, if we talk about Iraq, our country is located in the Asia, in the Western Asia, situated in the head of the Persian Gulf. In borders, it's surrounded by the countries of Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iran, Turkey, and Syria. And we have the main two rivers that cross the Iraq, which called the land of Mesopotamia, and the great two rivers, Tigris and the Euphrates. Yeah. In the Iraq economy depends mainly on oil exports, which accounts for more than 90% of the sales revenues. However, Iraq economy has other resources, including agriculture and various industries, such as petrochemical and construction materials. These diverse natural resources show a part of economic diversification despite the challenges facing the economy, such as oil price fluctuation and dependence on it. As we see, for the water resources in Iraq, we have the main two rivers. We have about 30 or 50 kilometers on the Arab Gulf. This is our main water source. Also inside, I'll show you in another map, we have two small lakes inside the country, which those are the main places or we can make the fishery. So the fishery in our country is in the early stages. Yeah. Iraq consists of 19 governorates, and for the northern, that market in the blue, governorates have a federal rule and are called Kurdistan Region Government, which we came from, the KRG, it's shorted. And Suleimania, the city we came from, in this region. It's in the north of Iraq. Yeah. Our city, as we said, it's north of Iraq, surrounded by mountains. It's all land, no near rivers near our city. It has a population of 2,500,000, and the main information is that is 30% of Iraq industry are located in Suleimania. Also, Suleimania is the tourist country and the capital of culture of the Iraq, and also known as the capital of the culture. Yeah. Economically, as we mentioned before, Iraq's main resource of relying on oil exports, as we say. Also, economically, administrative and financial corruption hinders project implementation and undermines trust in institutions. An inefficient, bloated public sectors drains the budget without generating real productivity. A lack of economic diversification as non-oil sectors such as agriculture and industry have not been adequately invested in. And these are a diagram of economic of Iraq presented by some official data. We see we have exports more than import. So we have the import, which is you show the signs. Yeah. Let's go to, yeah. These are the promising potentials of Iraq. Iraq is a country, it's a growing country, it's an industrial country of oil. Let's say it has a lot of money, but the money wasted, not spent well. But also on that, there is a progression, there is investment projects to it in the country. We can say these are fields that can Iraq work on it, especially in the renewable energy, solar energy projects. And now Iraq has go to an agreement with the Gulf country for electrical interconnection, could reduce the reliance for fossil fuels. Agriculture, fertile land and water resources offer opportunity to develop agriculture sector and achieve food security. And the geographic location of Iraq, Iraq could become a regional trade hub between the Gulf, Turkey and Iran, land-wise. Investment in education and technology, this could create more realistic and sustainable knowledge-based economy. Iraq stands as an economic crossroads. It can either continue to rely on oil, face the risk of collapse, or it can seize the available opportunities and bring journey towards this verified sustainable economy. Okay. The importance of the cooperation in the production capacity between China and Iraq. As we see all these factories and we visited those sites, and from the background from our country, we make a conclusion that reducing reliance on crude oil, those sole resource income, improving production efficiency through advanced Chinese technology. We can use of the Chinese advanced technology in every field, creating job and training opportunities for Iraqi youth in modern energy fields, enhancing energy security by diversifying sources and reducing losses. And these are the possible cooperation. Maybe it could be happen between China and Iraq in the solar energy fields, in natural gas production, in the electricity, in the fishery and technology and training. And also in some factories we were visiting, there were some big Chinese companies are now investing and working in Iraq in oil field and other fields. Okay, and the role of cooperation between China and Iraq in the field of fishery. Now let's talk about a little of fishery. Iraq overlooks the Arabian Gulf. As we see only a small part of Iraq are overlooked on the Arabian Gulf, which is the country's only outlet to the sea. The presence of two main rivers and the three dams on these rivers are the primary sources of fish for fishing in Iraq. Cooperation between China and Iraq in the field of fisheries remain relatively limited because of the source and the areas. But it's a part of a broader trend towards strengthening the development partnership between the two countries, especially in the areas of agriculture and water resources. If you see, these are the main two dams or lakes we have in Iraq. Both of them located in the north, in the Kurdistan region, which are two famous dams. They are using for producing electricity for the moment, but because of its large area, there are few, not a lot of aquaculture, fish for using for fisheries. And they are in a very early stages, not very advanced, using very simple techniques. And this is the other dam we have at Darbandi Khan. It's another lake in north of Iraq, which also there are some aquacultures there and using fisheries. Fishery activities in Iraq, as we mentioned about the types of water resources in Iraq, in KRG, in Kurdistan Regional Government, have a few numbers of aquacultures located at the two main lakes of Dukan and Darbandi Khan, which are simple and primitive, as we mentioned now. Due to the problem of low rainfall caused by global warming, which has directly affected Iraq, we have drought and, because of the global warming. To solve this problem, the government has relied on building small dams and ponds to collect water, and these water facilities can be used for fishery project in the future. So, till now, no one has make use of these things. And you know, this is another carp aquaculture in a place called Koya. It's a wide area that can used because we have some inner river that come nearby. So the people use the land and the river for the aquaculture, and you know it's very simple and in the not mature. This is another aquaculture. We have, you know, 3 lines of lakes, and on fresh water, the water that came from the mountain, used for fishery and hatching. And we have a video. We have in one of our cities. This is one of the projects of aquaculture.
خاوەنی پرۆژەکە ئاماژە بەوە دەکات تۆوی ماسیەکانی فەڕەنسین و لە وڵاتی ئێرانەوە بە پەنجەماسی هاوردەی هەرێمی کوردستان دەکات.
These fish are imported from Iran. For salmon fish.
پرۆژەیەکی لە کوردستانە هەیە بەڵام لە پارێزگای هەڵەبجە ئەتوانم بڵێم ئێمە یەکەم پرۆژەی کە توانیوانە ماسی سەلەمون لە شوێنێکی گەرمەسێرا کە توانین بڵێن هەڵەبجە تا حدێک مەنطقەیەکی گەرمەسێرە بۆ هاوینی توانیومانە ئەو ماسیە لە پارێزگای ناوچەی پارێزگای هەڵەبجە بەخێو بکەین. ماسی سەلەمونەکە لە پەنجەماسیەکان لە ئێرانە هێنین کە حدودی 200 غرام بۆ 300 غرامەکە هێنین 200 غرام بۆ 300 غرام کە ئێمە توانیومانە سوود بۆ خوا ئەو ماسیە بگەینە 3 کیلۆنی بۆ 4 کیلۆ.
خاوەنی پرۆژەکە لەسەر ڕووبەری دوودۆنم زەوی 3 حەوزی گەورەی
In the area of 5,000 meters square, they built that project.
کارپ و ماسی گراس بەرهەم دەهێنن. بە جۆرێک ساڵانە 15 تۆن ماسی سەلەمون و 25 تۆن ماسی
Yearly 15 ton of fish they product.
باسی دەکات لە بەرنامەیاندایە شوێنەکەیان بکەنە شوێنێکی گەشتیاری بۆ ئەوەی بازاری زیاتر بۆ ماسیەکان بدۆزنەوە.
هەموو ئەوانەی کە خاوەن ئەم پرۆژان لە کوردستانی خۆمانە زیاترین کێشەیان بە بازارکردنی ئەم بەروبوومەیە بۆ بەروبوومی ئەمەش لە ماسی سەلەمونە کە ماسیکی زۆر بەچێژە زۆر تایبەتمەندی خۆی هەیە و لە ئاوەسازگارەکاندا تەنهاژی بۆ زۆر کەس ناتوانێت بیرۆکەی ئەم ماسیە تاقیب کاتەوە لای خۆی. ئێمە کە توانیمانە بە هاوکاری هەموو ئەو برادرانەی کە لەگەڵمانە بوون و توانیمانە ئەم ماسیە تاقیبکەینەوە بۆ بازارکردنیشی بە تەماین هەردەم شوێنەدا بە تەماین سووکە مەطعەمێک دانین بۆ خۆمان بۆ بەروبوومەکانی خۆمان بۆ نمونە ئێمە پرۆژەیەکی سوێسکەمان هەیە لەگەڵ ئەم ماسی سەلەمونە و مەطعەمێک دروستەکەین بۆ خۆمان ئەوەی کە زیاد لە بازاری هەڵەبجە و بازاری سلێمانی ئەتوانین بگەینە شارەکانی کە.
You know, one of problems, let's say, people like fish in our country, but the shrimp thing, it's new for our country. Not everyone like it. So one of the problems that faces the marketing of the fish, it can be sold inside the city, but we can produce a lot of numbers, so we can export it to outside. So all the fish that we produce from our aquacultures and by catching is only used inside the country or the city. And we have the recommendation of enhancing the cooperation, include fisheries in agriculture and environmental agreements between these two countries. This is our recommendations. Organize joint workshop between China and Iraq experts in aquaculture, encourage direct Chinese investment in fisheries projects, establish local training centers in cooperation with specialized Chinese institutions. Although current cooperation in the fisheries is not central, it represents a promising opportunity within the broader strategic partnership between China and Iraq. Okay. We have something else about the energy product. You know, we saw these factories or these energy factories that you use green energy, clean energy here in China. And our view and our about that object is that while Iraq is witnessing development in several fields, including industries, the country suffers from a shortage of electricity sources and relies mainly on producing electricity using fuel. And we know that this make a great pollution. Yeah. Which negatively affects on the environment. Therefore, the move forward producing clean energy, especially solar energy, is an urgent necessity to meet the increasing challenges and requirements. Currently, there are small projects in this direction. For example, producing energy from sunlight, and we look forward for benefiting from Chinese experience and technology in this promising field, especially given we have long hours of sunlight in our country. And thank you very much. Thank you.
من دستم گیره و چپای باشی بولیه.
Okay, more hands for me, for Iraq people, please. More hands, clap your hands for them. They do that also. Now, if there is a question from professors or one of Kenya, Mozambique, Tanzania, you're welcome. There is question, please. No question?
Okay, maybe last year we have students from Iraq graduate from our college. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. His name is Sayyid Mohammed. Maybe you don't know him. Yeah, okay. Okay. My opinion is maybe when you come back to your country, you can recommend some other person for come to China for maybe the master's degree course. Maybe this is another way to enhance the cooperation between.
And scientifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, now it's okay. You can go back. Clap your hands for Milani, please. Lastly, for Tanzania, now we have Getruda.